I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry.
How come all your brothers and uncles are cousins?
Hey, do you guys have some matzah or maybe some gefilte fish? I am a Jew after all. Gefilte fish. Nachas. You've been doing that the whole time. Hey, Uncle Fuckers! Okay, ready? Suck our dicks. 1, 2, 3. Suck our dicks! 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 Suck our... Come!
Beginning about 6 or 7 years ago, members of the Westboro Baptist Church, as part of their work, began to appear and to demonstrate and protest, if you will, but to demonstrate at various events, including at times the funerals of military service members, and that those quickly became controversial. There was a lawsuit filed by the father of a Marine who died in Iraq. That lawsuit had several aspects, ranging from a challenge, I think, in essence, to the right of Westboro Baptist to appear at what was essentially a private function in their mind, and also some allegations about the intentional infliction of emotional distress by the tactics and the manner.
Packed places. People sitting on the floor. Friends.
I wanted to ask you, I teach media law, and I understand what you're doing in terms of First Amendment and free speech and all of that. And I tell students it makes sense even for us to hear hate speech sometimes. You know, you can avoid those things because it gives you the opportunity to also, you know, speak back. However, I wanted to ask you, why do you, or your organization, why do you feel the need to use children who perhaps might not have...
Why do priests feel the need to rape little children? Why does MTV feel the need to fill children's ears with filth from the time they can think? Why did President Clinton, while we were picketing in Provincetown one day, he was across the water over at Martha's Vineyard planning how he was going to introduce a curriculum to kindergartners about how it's okay to be gay? Everything that anybody believes in this nation, any kind of filth, everybody's all good with piling the kids up in the middle of it. But the minute we say we're going to do our Deuteronomy 6 duty and teach our children the commandments of God, it says from the time they can understand language to do that. Day and night, when you walk with them, when you exercise with them, when you drive with them, when you eat with them, because we teach them the truth. And there sits 3 of them. Stand up, girls. There sits 3 of these kids. 3 straight A students, happy, no drugs, no STDs, no fornication, no misery. 3 happy, bright, blessed young ladies. Don't worry your heads about our children. We got it covered. Best, happiest kids in the world. Thank you.
Oh, God.
And by the way, no child is on the picket line, but the child wants to be. You ought to see these kids jockeying to get on these trips. Wants to be on the picket line. So deal in facts, not fiction. Yes, next.
Good afternoon, Mr. Phelps. My name is Gary Nickerson. I'm from Rhode Island College. As an active organization that advocates free speech, where would you like to see America in 10 years as a result of the efforts of the church?
The efforts of the church? Doomed, gone, destroyed. You don't have 10 years left. Get over that thought. This nation is going to be cracked open like a walnut by the Lord your God. You don't have 10 years left, and our imprecatory prayers are that the Lord get on with that good work.
And that raises the question, if I can interrupt for just a second here.
It's Liz Lane. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, Anne Arundel Community College. You're under a bunch of laws right now with your hitting, mostly freedom of speech. How do you feel about other freedoms and liberties like freedom of religion and pursuit of happiness when you're picketing against Jews and other religions and the gays? Wouldn't they be under freedom of religion and pursuit of happiness?
Well, you do understand, don't you, young lady, that the Constitution, and we are a constitutional democracy, and that the Constitution puts restrictions on government power. We're a little church in the middle of the country that's so small, you mock it, you mock the size daily. We have no guns, we have no badges, we have no jails, we have no government power. We have one tool, and by the way, it's the same tool you all plan to use. Words. You don't like our words? Reject them, avert your eyes. We, by definition, cannot engage in religious discrimination or oppression or any other name you want to come up with. We are not the stinking government. He is the Son of God. Let's start there. He came in the form of man, and in the flesh, he was of the first fruits of God, that is, the children of Israel. And in fact, he ministered to the Jews. So he came to minister to. And he said, I'm coming here this first time to give you one more chance and minister to you like a hen with her little chicks. I'd have scooped you in and protected you, but you wouldn't have it. You killed all the prophets from A to Z. And then they killed him. And if you don't believe the Jews killed Jesus, you don't believe the Bible. Repeatedly, just go read the book of Acts. Repeatedly, Paul, the Jew, Peter, the Jew, said the Jews killed Jesus. Now, just because you got a little shout-out help from the Romans doesn't let you off the hook. And in fact, when they were standing there given the choice between a seditious murderer and the Lord Jesus Christ, they said crucifix, not just kill him. And they knew what crucifixion meant. They knew it was the most ignoble form of death. That wasn't their way of killing. Their way of killing was stoning. They knew. And they didn't just say kill him, they said crucify him, and his death will be on us and all our generations. The Jews killed you. Are you going to sit here and argue that Americans don't kill Americans? So the next time someone's defending a guy for murder in the United States, he's supposed to go in there and say, well, Your Honor, he's an American. He can't kill an American. You'd be laughed out of the damn courtroom and you know it. Just stop that silly sophistry. The Jews killed Jesus. And Paul, you go read Romans chapters 9, 10, and 11 and educate yourself, young lady. Paul said, because of that grievous sin, blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles is complete. But here's the good news, and our signs say this too. Restitution of all things is drawing nigh. There will be an elect remnant of Jews restored, and it'll be like life from the dead, and it will be a thing of glory and beauty. The rest of the Jews are doomed. And Christ and Daniel the Jew said the worst affliction in the last days, the worst affliction is coming to the Jews that they've ever experienced as a people, and I'm here to tell you, it's going to make Nebuchadnezzar, Titus, and Hitler combined look like a pinky out tea party. Israel is doomed. And you can take all that to the bank, and you can go crack the Bible and inform yourself, or spend out the rest of your days in this nation dirt dumb. Those are your choices. Next.
My name is Dave Brown. Rockwell, St. Louis, Missouri. And you touched briefly on your internet presence and GodHatesFags.com, which is currently down thanks to the efforts of
No, it's not down, and I'll correct you when your so-called
Well,
question
I
is
just
done.
checked and it is, but anyway.
Loves free speech. Look at you blooming hypocrite.
I'd like to ask if you would care to comment on the accusation that Westboro Baptist Church faked a press release to entice Attack Anonymous.
Yeah, like we don't have anything to
Yeah, I'd
do
also
with
like
it.
to know how
No,
they
you're
were
done. Here's the answer. Here's the answer. Here's the facts on the ground, and y'all heard it here first. Those little titmice that hide behind masks and like to call themselves anonymous